Kalos?
Legends, let's go!
Yo, I said what?
Pokemon Legend? What?
Pokemon just did something unexpected, and we gotta talk about it. Yes, I know it's been a while since I've last posted a video, but I wanted this to be the first one of 2024, and I'm glad I waited. It was one of the more shorter presentations time length wise that we have gotten, but that shouldn't be indicative of the information it has to reveal. Of course, it was going to be obvious that we will receive a lot of updates for the mobile games, which I'm not going to cover simply because I don't have much interest in them. And what was led to believe that there wasn't going to be anything special, this is Pokemon, and they like to tease us a lot, and this tease in particular caught everyone by surprise in the hot news everyone is going crazy about. Pokemon Legends ZA set to release in 2025. During a watch party I had in my Discord server, right away I was screaming that it was going to be a Gen 5 prequel or sequel only because of the same exact Game Freak logo that they showed us at the beginning of this trailer that was used for Black and White 2. But the execution to bait us that well and shoving that particular expectation out the window only to then show us Lumio City says one thing and one thing only: Generation 5 is safe, thank God. But when we examine this trailer, there is one particular word that you need to pay attention to: redevelopment. The outline and structure of how Lumio City is being showcased indicated a futuristic approach that is being planned out. We see the architecture, the clothing of the characters that they are wearing, the neon lights, all revealing a new perspective of what the future of this city holds. Nothing showcased so far indicated a past-like environment such as old villages, infrastructure, nothing like how we were introduced to back in Legends Arceus. There was a huge emphasis in Pokemon coexisting with humans as well, which sounds like an established civilization and time period if you ask me, which is also exactly what we see in this blueprint. However, this is only one way to look at this trailer. Urban redevelopment, as we know, is the demolition, reconstruction, or even substantial renovation of existing buildings or infrastructure. So if this is a version of the Kalos region set in the past, following the same methods and formula of Legends Arceus, then perhaps at some point during your adventure, you're going to get a taste of what the past of Lumio City would look like and how it eventually would turn into as we see it and as we know of it in the modern X and Y era. But this theory also applies to outright being present in a sequel version of Kalos that has been long awaited. Regardless, there are two possible routes that we can see, and we can use that theory as our base. Something to keep in mind though is that nothing precedent needs to be followed here. Yes, we were introduced to a past version of the Sinnoh region as the first installment of the Legends series, but the next release for a Legends game doesn't necessarily mean it has to follow the same exact thing. We have a game that focused on Arceus, a story that develops to understanding this mythical being that was able to be told well in an old-like setting, whereas when we take a look at Zygarde, it has absolutely no story to it at all in its debut generation. Speaking of its debut, we need to address some important things about X and Y. The actual story of Kalos isn't technically complete, and there is content that hasn't been explored that left a lot of last-minute details to be touched up in Generation 7, Zygarde being one of those details. I just find it strange that a new Pokemon gets introduced out of absolute nowhere only to be fleshed out in the next installment. You mean to tell me that this Pokemon that has a duty to protecting the ecosystem is just sitting around while Xerneas and Yveltal is about to wreak havoc because of Team Flare's evil plans? Absolutely not. When the Gen 6 anime even goes out their way to showcase what Zygarde is meant to do and become, it leaves you wondering just how we didn't even know about a form existing for this Pokemon in the same game that it was revealed in. So when we take a look at the logo of this new Legends game coming out, it's Z. There were actual plans of a sequel for Kalos that were meant to be enhanced versions of X and Y, just like how Emerald is to Ruby and Sapphire and how Platinum is to Diamond and Pearl. But it got scrapped and was never revisited as they instead worked on Ultra Sun and Moon, which served to be the enhanced versions of Sun and Moon. So all in all, this new Legends game has to be a sequel if anything. We have so much missing details and pieces from the original source of Gen 6 that it wouldn't make sense to not polish up an actual story with a legendary that was introduced from thin air. Whatever they had scrapped in the past will probably serve as some sort of source material for us to actually understand what and who Zygarde actually is as a Pokemon. If a sequel and futuristic version of Kalos is what's needed to tell the story of Zygarde, just as how the past version of Sinnoh took place to tell the story of Arceus, then by all means go for it. The Legends titles are canon to the Pokemon game, so if this is their unique way of finishing this arc, then I'm super eager to see what exactly they have in mind for us to experience. I'm a lot more confident that this is a sequel as well because of a particular reveal at the end of the trailer being the Mega Evolution symbol, indicating that Mega Evolution will finally return once more. This gimmick is my favorite in the series, and so many fans have been begging for it to return in the main series games, and this may as well be the time we've all been waiting for so patiently for years. Even if it's just a side game to most people, and it's not going to actually make their way to Gen 10, it's still finally being revisited, which is breaking the cycle of new gimmicks being introduced. At the time of this recording, there isn't much history to go off of for this phenomenon. You have Professor Sycamore saying that Mega Evolution stones radiate energy from Xerneas and Yveltal, while the Dracoids from Hoenn region believe that Rayquaza is the original and true master of Mega Evolution. There isn't much consistency, and there's not much lore that's added to the Tower of Mastery in Kalos either. You literally go there to learn about the gimmick, and that's all. It also doesn't get expanded upon all too much in Gen 7, where the gimmick is used again. Yes, this could introduce new lore if set in the past, but does it actually need that approach? Because I don't see it feasible to highlight a gimmick to outshine the Pokemon that's supposed to be the center of focus. This could easily be delved into a bit further if set in a sequel era. I just can't believe we're revisiting Megas in general. Can we finally see a Mega Flygon? There has to be a new Mega Evolution form for more Pokemon that we already know that just don't have one yet. I'm super excited to see the inevitable new forms in general that this Legends game will introduce. In terms of what to expect in this new upcoming title, the character AZ and his Floette in some way, shape, or form for sure, Kalosian forms of Pokemon, new legendary possibility, new forms of already existing legendaries, and as discussed, hopefully new Megas. I think what Game Freak decides to do will work in whatever way they can think of, because I believe the creative process just has almost no bounds with how they can want to handle the source material and how they want to complete Generation 6 once and for all. And for all I know, I could be mistaken about this game taking place in the future to serve as a sequel, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, even with the logical reasoning behind it to support my claims. But then this tweet from Nintendo of America surfaced stating that the entire adventure takes place within Lumio City. I saw nothing on the actual Pokemon website stating this. Would a sequel setting still work? Sure. A Pokemon GTA style? At this point, we really got to see what's cooking up. I just hope that they take the time that they need to make this and that it's worthwhile and turns out to be some of the best pieces of Pokemon media content that we've ever come across. Just imagine the actual in-game events that we're going to get for some of these mythicals too. But hey, I was right in them not needing to touch Gen 5, so I'll take that. I'm curious to see and hear what you guys have to say about this brand new announcement. Let me know in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to not miss out on future uploads. Lastly, you can join the Discord server. We play Pokemon Battle Revolution, have tournaments monthly, and we have a lot of resources and other things that can help you engage with the community. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, and boy, we are in for a treat. I can guarantee you that. I'm so excited. Man, can't wait. See you guys later.